You all know the story by now, but for those who haven't been aware of the story, I used to watch the Pokemon anime. I was very super into it. I loved the Ruby and Sapphire sagas, the advanced sagas from Advanced Challenge, Battle Frontier, and Advanced Battle. I did that in completely order, but you know what I mean. And I also enjoyed the Diamond and Pearl series. But it was by the time we got to Black and White is when I stopped watching, because I just didn't really like the Black and White anime. I thought Iris was annoying. I didn't really like Silent all that much. But there is one piece of saga that I do wish I did watch. And that was the X and Y. The reason why I stopped watching the anime is because I thought it was not going to be any better than the seasons that I watched. However, I was proven wrong, because after the god-awful Black and White, X and Y was the next series, and X and Y was absolutely fantastic from what people told me. People told me that the X and Y anime really brought Pokemon back to where it really should have been. Now, obviously, there are still going to... Now, I'm not going to sit here and say the Ruby and Sapphire and Diamond and Pearl seasons were perfect. Oh no, there were still bad episodes. Every season will have their fair share of bad episodes. Every season has its bad episodes, and every season has its good episodes. And obviously, the only other annoying thing about the Pokemon anime is the constant Team Rocket stuff, because they just always get in the way. I know they're always there to try and capture Pikachu, but man, as the series goes on, you just think to yourself, how does Ash keep falling for Team Rocket's tactics all the damn time? That's the main issue that I have with the anime. I'm just like, God, you think Ash would know by now all of Team Rocket's tactics? They like to disguise themselves. It just got bad. It just got bad as it went on, and that was kind of one of the other reasons I couldn't stop watching. And the one anime that Team Rocket I'm not that involved in is the Black and White. Sure, they are still in the Black and White anime, but they don't try to capture Pikachu in that anime. They kind of focus on other things with their leader Giovanni. So the one anime where Team Rocket are not as involved is the one anime I didn't want to watch. So, just my luck, right? Just my luck. But regardless of that, the X and Y anime I thought was actually fantastic. Now, my Nintendo Switch used to have something called Pokemon TV. And you could watch any season of Pokemon on there. Unfortunately, that no longer works. That whole thing is basically now discontinued in Australia. We can't watch it anymore. But I was able to watch some of the episodes of X and Y when it was there. When it was available. And when it was there, I was able to watch some of the episodes of X and Y, because people told me X and Y was good. So I really wanted to watch it. So I watched up to the first 7 episodes. It was but I stopped by the time Serena taught Ash how to ride a Rhyhorn at the Rhyhorn Races episode. And that's kind of when I felt like, you know what, maybe this anime isn't as bad. Maybe X and Y is actually going to be good. So I wanted to, hopefully, eventually watch that again. But, again, as I said, Pokemon TV that used to be on the Nintendo Switch can't access that anymore. And my shop that I always go to buy Pokemon DVDs, JB Hi-Fi, no longer sell Pokemon DVDs, and so now there's no other way I can watch it. Now I know Pokemon is on Netflix, which that seems to be the only way I can watch it nowadays, but it doesn't sound like X and Y is on Netflix. Not that I use Netflix or anything, but a friend of mine told me that the last time he checked his Netflix for Pokemon, he just said only Sun and Moon and Journeys was on there, which I did watch a little bit of the Sun and Moon anime. I remember seeing little bits of the Sun and Moon anime. It was okay. It was okay. I didn't watch all of it. I watched a little bit of that as well. I think I stopped watching up the part when Lily got over her fear of Pokemon, because she had a fear of Pokemon. Yeah, so I mean the Sun and Moon one didn't look as bad, but you know, I just stopped watching the anime as I grew up, and now I kind of feel like I kind of regret it a little bit. Like I kind of regret like not continuing to watch. Like I felt the black and white anime scarred me so much that I just didn't want to watch any of the anime anymore. I just thought, oh, the anime will never be as good as when I watched it with the advanced series and Diamond and Pearl. Sure, I watched the original series. I've got it on DVD. I've got season 1 at home on my at home. I've got several seasons of Pokemon sitting at home, but I just don't. I don't know. I just look at the X and Y anime. I look at the black and white anime as the anime that kind of stopped me from really watching it. So, like, you want to know what was the only good thing about the black and white anime? Were their movies. The black and white movies were way better than the anime. Were way better than the anime series itself. The movies, like the one where Ash befriends Victini and rides on either Zekrom or Reshiram, the one where he meets a female Mewtwo, that makes no sense. Like, Mewtwo is a genderless, legendary Pokemon, but in the black and white anime, the Mewtwo he runs into is female and has a female voice. But the Mewtwo we all remember had a male voice actor. So, it's all of a sudden Mewtwo now has a gender. So that made no sense. And the other one was where Keldeo and the Swords of Justice battled Kyurem. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so again, the movies were good. And maybe the main reason why I didn't want to watch the X and Y anime was because I got the movies of the X and Y anime, and majority of the movies of the X and Y anime aren't even that great. So I think that was why I thought X and Y wasn't going to be good. I was like, oh my god, the movies suck. The movies aren't that great. People didn't like the Hooper movie, which, god, that was one of the worst movies that they ever produced. But it's just hard to really it's really hard to really give my perspective here, but the movies are just movies. That's what they are. They're just movies. So, seeing bits and pieces of the X and Y anime makes me go, wow, it looks actually really good. I wish I did watch it. Wish I was able to get some of it on DVD before and all that stuff, but X and Y anime is an anime that I seem to regret not watching. Because I think it could have really got me interested back in the anime again. I think it could have really got me back into the anime after not watching X and Y's anime. So it's just one of those situations. So it kind of breaks my heart. It kind of breaks my heart. Like, I've always loved Pokemon. Like, Dragon Ball Z I go back to all the time. Like, Dragon Ball Z is an anime I go back to a lot. Like, I love Dragon Ball. Like, Dragon Ball is something I still go back to. And Pokemon is just something I just seem to not. Even though I love Pokemon way more as a kid growing up, but I just prefer the video games over the anime itself, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should start getting back into the anime and maybe start giving you guys my thoughts on some of the series that I have at home? Like, I've got some of the series I have at home, and maybe even review some of the movies that I remember loving. You guys let me know if you guys want to see more Pokemon content. So, that's the end of this video, guys. The X and Y anime is definitely an anime series I regret not watching. Because Serena is the best Poke Girl, even though I loved May and Dawn, because they were nostalgic to me. And Ash is actually not a complete retard in the X and Y anime. Like, that was the thing I hated about X and Y. They made him so retarded in that. Like, I know it's Ash. Ash will always be Ash, but he's supposed to be a smarter trainer at this point. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know down below if you want to see me talk more about the Pokemon anime. Maybe talk about some of my favorite episodes from the seasons I have at home. And maybe even talk about the movies that I liked watching. You guys let me know if you guys want to see more Pokemon content on this channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the other side.